Hi sweeties, how are you doing? Welcome to Naya Sim. If this is your first time of coming across this channel, sweetheart, kindly smash that subscribe button, turn on the notification so you are notified each time I upload, and please give this video a thumb up. I appreciate you all so much, and I am saying a very big shout out to every one of you for all the love and support you all give me here. I am truly grateful. Thank you all so much. So this Hispanic woman went around throwing shades at black people and the rest of it. Let me show you what started the problem, and I am also gonna leave it here. The question is, it is not our black problem. We as Africans, Americans aren't immigrants, and when we need you all help, it's ain't there. Bye. And she went on throwing shades at black people and saying that it's better for us to stand together because, like, they know the importance of we standing together instead of us being divided and all that. And I am saying that you can ask people for support, and if they don't agree to help you, are you gonna force them or carry them on your head to come assist you and all that? And there is already a history of you all, like, always running away or not standing with black people when there is something going on. And now you want to make it look like, they are the horrible people and there is need for them to decolonize and the rest of it. And man, stop throwing shade. If you want to come to me direct. Stop in corners. You know what? I am just going to roll this clip so you all can see for yourself. We'll come back to talk about it, and I absolutely want to read all your comments. Let me know what you all think in the comment section. And before I even get into this video, I'm going to say that, like, they are always the one is like, always calling for help when they know that they have not even been there, like, being supportive to the other group and all that. But it is not their own time. They are looking for people to come, like, assist them and run things for them. Straight up, I am rolling the clip.
See, every time I see comments like this or videos from black creators saying that we as other marginalized communities have not stood in solidarity or helped you guys, I chalk it up to one of two reasons. Either A, you're very ignorant and have never been boots on the ground, or B, you don't know history. So I'm going to go with B for now. Because not only did they not teach us about our individual histories, but they definitely did not teach us about the times our people were united. Since the day colonizers brought enslaved Africans to the Western Hemisphere, we were always united with you all. Not only did indigenous people help enslaved Africans, but we also fought together many battles against the oppressors. There were also many revolutions that happened in the Caribbean, South America, Mexico, and even in the United States, where we banded together and helped fight against oppression. See, I would argue the time that we were the strongest was during the Civil Rights Movement, when organizations like the Black Panthers, the Brown Berets, the Young Lords, the Rainbow Coalition, the American Indian Movement, and other minority organizations that were fighting for civil rights all banded together. And then enter COINTELPRO, where they not only infiltrated black organizations, but they infiltrated all of those other organizations that I spoke about, because they viewed us as a threat when we were united. If you listen to the words of many of our great leaders across all marginalized groups, you will find that they often preached about unity with each other. And those speeches do exist. You just have to dig for them. And even up to today, during the BLM movement, many of our people stood in solidarity with you guys, but they didn't show that on the media. They did show all the white people, but they definitely didn't show all the other marginalized groups. See, even in the city that I live in, it was the Brown Berets that organized all the BLM protests. Indigenous tribes came out to perform spiritual, ceremonial dances at these protests. The Asian community also showed up and stood in solidarity with you all. See, they want us divided and having discourse, because as long as we're fighting each other, we aren't fighting them. And they know we are very dangerous when we are united. So I'm going to be doing a series to show all of the times in history where we have come together to support each other and help each other. Because BIPOC unity has always been a thing. We just have to remember it. United we stand, divided we fall. It's the truest statement ever spoken. See, every time I see comments like this or videos from Black creators saying,
I hope Brown Girl Pride does not mind me stitching her video, but I can point out two instances in history where the Native and Indigenous people and the Black Americans fought together. Even though there's many more for educational purposes, I'm going to bring about two. One was in 1898, the Wilmington Massacre, which occurred in Wilmington, North Carolina, back in 1898. Another instance was when the Black Americans and the Native and Indigenous people fought together was against the antics of the KKK in Maxton, North Carolina in 1958. So, let's do some more research and learn from each other as opposed to debating and arguing with each other.
you know, one of the funny things that I see on this app is how many people talk about, you need to decolonize, or I am decolonizing, and then sit there in the same breath and generalize entire communities. One of the first steps to decolonizing is to get out of the mindset of generalizing groups of people. And if you're continuously generalizing groups of people, you are not actively putting in the work to decolonize your mind. Because when you generalize, what you're doing is you're placing an implicit bias onto a whole group of people based on the actions of a few, which is exactly what white supremacy has taught us all to do. That goes with any community, whether it's race, ethnicity, gender, sexuality, organizations, or entire diasporas. All it does is cause division over and over and over again because people get triggered and then they react with a trauma response, which is to generalize the community that just generalized them. Fighting racist rhetoric with racist rhetoric. Fighting prejudice with prejudice. And we stay stuck in these cycles. But then expect people to have empathy and sympathy for our issues and our causes. Or fall into the toxic mindset of, we don't need you, we don't need anybody else, and then act like you're speaking on behalf of the entire community that you say you're representing. If you've had bad experiences with a handful or even a dozen people from a particular community, that is not reflective of the millions of people that belong to that community. Because there's no way in hell everybody's going to know millions of people. It's anecdotal at best. So unless you can back up terms like most of y'all, the majority of y'all, with actual statistics, all you're doing is pushing colonizer white supremacy rhetoric onto another marginalized group of people. Hence why we don't have unity. Hence why we are not progressing. And why we are continuing to fight against oppression. Because we can't seem to get the boots out of our own asses and stop pushing white supremacy rhetoric onto other marginalized groups of people. It's actually quite frustrating. And we're literally doing white supremacy's job for them. I have ethnocentrics attack me on a daily basis. I do not judge the entire Black community based off of those ethnocentrics. I do not generalize the entire Black community based off of the ethnocentrics. There's always going to be hate thrown at you by individuals or small pockets of people. That is a given. It's up to you to decide how that is going to affect you. Are you going to get triggered and respond in hate? Or are you going to educate? Frankly, we all need to do better. We all need to stop generalizing. And from here on out, every time I get a comment that generalizes my community or the Black community, I'm just going to tell your ass to go decolonize. And to stop being hypocrites by generalizing other people when you yourself don't like to be generalized. Now, y'all can let white supremacy keep your minds in those shackles, or you can start breaking free from them. Y'all do have a choice.
Yeah, madam, you just have to come out straight and call our name. Let's understand you, because like it looks like you just like, moving around. Come out straight and speak to us. We know where you're coming from and we know where you're going to. And all I can say is that you can't force people to stand with you. You can't force people to speak for you when they don't want to speak for you. the fact that maybe you all have fought together and all that, but from what I have learned or gathered so far, I learned that you all have been really the sneaky ones, and especially when like it comes to Black community and all that. I am of the opinion that like everybody really got to come together and fight the battle, but then the people that you think are also gonna like come out together to fight the battle with you go back behind you to do the most, because I was able to get the charts of the people that voted the people in power, and it was all you all that did it. And now you all are busy, like, trying to throw shades at Black people because you feel like they are really standing their ground. They don't want to come out, but you all need them right now, right? But when it was time to fight their fight, you all will all sneak out and all that. Man, it is all your cross to carry. Do not call Black people into it, because all these years they all have been calling you all asses to come do things together and all that, and you all be forming white supremacists or forming white people and the rest of it. You cannot take a horse to the stream and force him or her to drink water, right? So yeah, I'm of the opinion that if they say they don't want to come out to fight with you, go do your thing. Go fight your battle. Soros prayers. This is where I am going to draw my in. Thank you all so much for all the love and support. I really do appreciate you all, and see you all in my next video. Bye for now.